Hi there! So today we're going to be looking at the main idea of a story and a central message along with the key details. So we're going to see that our main idea is kind of like a whole pizza, whereas the key details are like the toppings on the pizza. Those little tiny details that make up the whole idea. In order to find main idea, key details, and the central message, or kind of the meaning behind the book, we're going to be using The Fight Between the Sun and the Moon by G.A. Seeley. Now, this kind of goes into some information about the sun and the moon. And we kind of want to see, are there any patterns that we can find that we've known from looking at other texts about the sun and the moon and stars? Let's get started, shall we? The Fight Between the Sun and the Moon. One day, Mr. Sun and Miss Moon had a fight, arguing over what was better, the day or the night. Mr. Sun said, "I shine bright and give off all of my rays, so boys and girls have daylight to play." Miss Moon said, "But I reflect all of your light, so kids can go camping and roast marshmallows at night." So the moon reflects the light of the sun, and that's what kind of gives it that light. How interesting. Mr. Sun said, "Without the day, plants would not grow." Because if you remember, what do plants need to survive? They need daylight, they need water. Miss Moon said, "Without the night, ocean tides would not flow." So the moon has some control over the ocean tides. Mr. Sun said, "Without the day, no work would be done." Miss Moon said, "Without the night, there would be no fun." "Where are you?" "I am right here." Mr. Sun said, "Without the day, no one could see." Miss Moon said, "Without the night, it would be hard to catch Z's." Mr. Sun said, "Without day, there is no need for night." Miss Moon said, "Without night, you would not need the day." Earth joined the conversation and started to say, "Both you, Mr. Sun, and Miss Moon are right, for I and all living things need day and night." When Mr. Sun travels from one place to another, Miss Moon takes over, because you are his sister and he is your brother. From sunup till sunset, Mr. Sun is the king. But from sundown to sunrise, Miss Moon, you are the queen. Both day and night is what we need to play, to work, to rest indeed. Mr. Sun and Miss Moon both started to agree. Day and night are important, we see. Mr. Sun said, "I'm sorry, Miss Moon. I did not mean to be rude." Miss Moon said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Sun. I put you in a bad mood." And from that day on, Mr. Sun and Miss Moon lived happily ever after, brightly shining, smiling, and filled with laughter. All right. So if we want to think of the main idea and the key details and the central message, you can kind of find some of these things in the book. What were some of the key details that you noticed? What was the main idea? We're lucky in that. So the book kind of lays it out for everyone. So both the sun and the moon are needed, as all living things need both day and night. And so that's kind of, both day and night are important. So that's kind of our main idea, that central idea that, the main idea is that both day and night are important. Those key details are what make them important. So we remember that what makes night important is that it has some control over the ocean tides. What makes day important is that plants need sunlight to grow. And so there are kind of a few different examples. They talk about, how can't go camping unless it's at night. I mean, I suppose you could, but you get to roast marshmallows at night, have fires, and at day you kind of want to have day to work and whatnot. So you can kind of get an idea of that main idea and those key details. Now, this is a fun book because a Native American idea is that the moon and the sun are brother and sister, and so it kind of brings that in a little bit. And the author does a wonderful job of both bringing in some culturally relevant information along with some nice scientific information that is definitely wonderful. So, there we have it. Now can we look at some other books and find the main idea along with the key details? What do you think? What are some books that you've read recently where you're able to do that? All right, thank you for joining us.